Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Zero Dark 30. I blasted out of the bunker dark, deep in SHTF trouble with you. Welcome back. I am back, and this is a new broadcast coming at you in early December 2023. Monday, Zero Dark in the morning. Off we roll. Yes, my voice is deeper. Yes, it's growly. We had a long discussion last night at the zoo about the present state of affairs. It's only going to get harder, deeper, darker, and shittier too. Now, we've been talking about how you and I are considered to be the enemies of freedom and democracy, while all we want is our free republic. There are different concepts and ideas altogether, and never has it become more evident that democracy is not a republic, and a republic is far from being a democracy. Who is the boss? Who owns this country? Who runs things? Well, the Democrats want their democracy, folks. Republicans, we want our republic. And the Republicans in Washington, D.C. are not Republicans. They're selfish, greedy bastards who are corrupt and have sold us out. They pretend to be Republicans. Pardon me. But let's just step back and look. There is a path back to freedom and liberty, folks. There's a path. It exists. And the Democrats know it. It's still there. The door is shutting, but it is not slammed shut. It is not locked and bolted. It is not guarded from without by guns. We still have freedom, a free mind if we choose to use it. And that's what you and I do here at the Prepared Mind channel. James Carville. James Carville, you may remember that name. He was a political consultant and advisor, a trusted scumbag of the Clintons. He looks like an evil, twisted Walter the puppet with no hair. He looks like Joe Biden would look if he had no hair and the sun was very, very bright and he didn't have his sunglasses. Yeah, that guy, James Carville, is still alive. The squinting, sneering, evil bastard of a Democrat. I don't know why he's still alive, folks. But he says that make America great again, Mike Johnson. That's right, the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, and the United States Supreme Court are more dangerous than terror groups like Al-Qaeda. How is that possible, folks? Well, I'll tell you how. I'll give you all of the necessary clues to understand what he's talking about. You don't need ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN. You don't need a political scientist. You don't need a college professor. All you need to do is, be a Prepared Mind subscriber. And thank you to everyone who has subscribed on the preparedmind.club and subscribestar.com. Now, what the hell is James Carville talking about? Is he lying? Is he telling the truth? Is he grossly exaggerating? Folks, he's doing all of the above because he does lie constantly. He does tell the truth in ways. And he does do both at the same time. But James Carville is being honest. Now, what is more dangerous? Dangerous to who is the question? Is it dangerous to me and you to be free? Actually, it is. But it's even more dangerous to be under the control of Democrats and government. Life is fraught with danger. I would rather live free and face danger than to live as a slave and endure what these people have in mind for us. Now, what is James Carville talking about? MAGA Mike Johnson, though he's not Make America Free Johnson, They want to make America great again. Okay, that's a fine start. That is the door opening and us being able to see freedom again. I'll take that. I'll take that. And the Supreme Court, who the heck are they? Well, they are judges. They're judges. And these judges are sitting in there at the highest level, making decisions regarding what freedom is, what liberty is, what the Constitution is, what our government is about. And they made some very, very startling and shocking decisions in the last few years. And what they've decided is that they're going to look at the Constitution and the spirit of the law a little more than most of us would typically understand. Pardon my cough. They're looking at intent and spirit instead of these these more, shall we say, modern versions and ideas of what the Constitution is or should be. That makes them dangerous, folks. You see, the Democrats and people like James Carville, they want to vote themselves whatever they want. The idea of democracy, folks, for us, the people, ends with voting. The only freedom that the Democrats want is for you to vote for whoever their favorite candidate could or couldn't be. As long as they're picking the candidates, they couldn't care less who you vote for because they own them all. They own them all. So that's where democracy makes them happy. Oh, they love it. The Democrats love that idea. Once they get people in the office, now they're not voting for you and me. Now they're voting for themselves and one another. They're voting for ideas and concepts that are unique to them and productive and profitable for them. And who are they? Well, they're the fascists, folks. They're the globalists. They want to vote whether or not you get to eat meat or bugs, whether you own property or live on a plantation. They want to vote on all those things and have that vote stick. Have that vote be all that matters. No Constitution. See, they don't want the Constitution, folks. They want some loosely knit rules that they get to vote on. That's all they want. They want to vote on rules. As long as they're voting on it, they say, hey, that's democracy. And they can vote to take away your rights and your liberty. And they're good with it. You bet. They're good with it. That's democracy. The republic is you have bedrock rights which cannot be taken, altered, abolished, changed, manipulated by the government. That's a republic where the government is bound to follow the Constitution, not just merely, recommended, They don't want real obligation, and they certainly don't want accountability. That's what Democrats want, is the ability to do whatever they want and vote for whatever they want and have no accountability whatsoever. That's why the Supreme Court is so dangerous, more dangerous than terrorists. But terrorists kill, terrorists blow things up, John, right? That makes them more dangerous. Terrorism is used to terrorize people, folks. Governments are not afraid of terrorism. Governments are afraid of freedom. That's right, folks. Governments are afraid of freedom, liberty, our Constitution. They're not afraid of terrorists. Governments can withstand acts of terror and survive. People are terrified and they cannot survive acts of terrorism. As individuals, they die in acts of terrorism, whereas government does not. So government is not afraid. They use terrorism as a tool, as much as terrorists do, to get what they want, to get people to give up their liberties, their rights, their futures. So MAGA Mike Johnson, he can crack the door open and we can pry it open and demand our rights be respected. The Constitution, as interpreted by a bunch of judges on the Supreme Court, is very dangerous. because it can tell the government, wait a minute, we think that you, the government, even though they're part of it, folks, are bound by the Constitution and accountable to the people, not the other way around. And so the Constitution is valid as long as the Supreme Court is in action. And they are, folks, ruling in the favor of the people. Not as much as I'd like, or to the extent I'd like, but they are way more conservative than the globalists and James Carville like. Therefore, they see it as a threat, more dangerous than terrorists who merely kill. Terrorism only empowers government. Terrorism empowers government. Democrats, folks, destroy freedom. Understand that. Be free. And above all else, at this time in history, be prepared for more coming from the Democrats and the globalists. Semper Fi. God bless America.